Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your July the 18th, just for today, in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. I greet you this morning. I'm excited to be alive this morning. I jumped up right away and I just was like, I lived through another night. So I'm very grateful. Okay, let's get into the meditation, see what it has. Oh, whoa. Are you guys ready for this? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me calm down. Let me calm down because I am excited. I have been talking about the gift of desperation for about a week now. Here we are, July 18th. The title of the Just for Today in a Meditation, The Gift of Desperation. Oh, this is going to be powerful. Let's see what it says. Our disease always resurfaced or continued to progress until, in desperation, we sought help from each other in Narcotics Anonymous. That comes from the basic text, page 13. I double dog dare you to turn to it and read it for yourself. It's there. When we think of being desperate, we envision an undesirable state, a poor, bedraggled soul, frantically clawing at something sorely needed, a desperate look in the eyes. We think of hunted animals, angry children, and of ourselves before we found N.A. I felt like I was reading a movie from a script. Okay. Yet it was the desperation we felt before coming to N.A. that compelled us to accept the first step. We were fresh out of ideals and so became open to new ones. Our insanity had finally risen higher than our wall of denial, forcing us to get honest about our disease. Our best efforts at control had only worn us out. Hence, we became willing to surrender. We had received the gift of desperation, and as a result, we're able to accept the spiritual principles that make it possible for us to recover. Desperation is what finally drives many of us to ask for help. Once we reach this state, we can turn around and start anew. Just as the desperate hunted animal seeks a safe haven, so do we in Narcotics Anonymous. Just for today, the gift of desperation has helped me become honest, open-minded, and willing. I am grateful for this gift because it has made my recovery possible. That's a powerful meditation. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. How powerful of a meditation, the gift of desperation. I love it because I hear it all the time, but I don't necessarily know where it comes from. And now I know it comes from page 13 in the basic text. So what I want you to do is grab your basic text if you have one and create your own index like I do, right? In the back of my basic text, all of the ones I have, in the very back, I have written quotes or thoughts that are common in Narcotics Anonymous. And then I've written the page number. And then I get my highlighter and I go to the page and I highlight. I would go to this page and I would highlight this sentence. In the back of the book, I would write the gift of desperation because we use it all of the time, but we really don't, at the tip of our fingers, know exactly where to go to support it. And this is the quote from the basic text that gives us that thought, the gift of desperation. Our disease always resurface or continue to progress until, in desperation, we sought help from each other in Narcotics Anonymous. That's a gift, right? You receive two gifts: the gift of suggestion by Mighty Stream. Put that in the back of your book. You'll always be able to find it now. Okay, let's get into the information. Let's unpack this, okay? Because I know that, let's see, what time is it? 4:47 a.m., okay? So 4:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's some people around the world that are already awake. There's some people that are about to wake up, and some people like myself, we're awake. I want to speak to your gift of desperation, right? That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk to the individuals that might be thinking about picking back up. You might be thinking about relapsing on the behavior, right? You might be thinking about, going back to that person, friends with benefits, right? You might be thinking about, you know, hitting a lick, taking something that's not yours. Okay. We go to jail clean, right? So let's talk about this gift of desperation. Because when I think about it, I don't necessarily think of an animal, right, that's trying to fight for its life and it's being hunted. But I do understand. I do understand being somewhere in a situation, knowing that you cannot easily work yourself out of it. Um, let's just say it's the set, right? Trap house or something like that. That you owe, right? You're indebted. At least the other person involved believes you're indebted. And you're not getting ready to get out of that situation without a fight. And you put yourself in a position to turn a trick, um, be the watch person, uh, spy on everybody else and report to the drug dealer. You put yourself in a situation to get what you want, that next high. And you're not going to get out of it without someone taking note that you're trying to get out of paying what you owe because you're not going to be able to get it for free. That gift of desperation of trying to figure out how you can take your exit stage left or right and get out of that situation. I understand that desperation. I understand the desperation of knowing that I'm probably going to have to fight my way out. And I may not win, but I'm coming out of here. You've done as much as you're going to do to me. I am coming out of here. And I'm going to do everything to come out of here alive and not get back in this situation. I understand that. For some of you, I'm sure you can relate. Because in the streets, when we're getting high, it's a dog eat dog world. Everyone is in it to win it for themselves. So let's reflect. I learned something yesterday. I was in a meeting and one of the readings says something about, our bottom, thinking of our bottom as the last thing we lost before we got clean. Thinking about the last thing we lost and that being more important than that next high. That's your bottom. When you can do that, when you can reflect on the last thing you lost, right? Out there. the last situation, the last court date, the last jail sentence, the last prison sentence, the last messed up relationship, the last person that told you, don't you ever come by my house again. Do not ever knock on my door again at 2 a.m. Do not ever let me see you. Do not let your shadow darken my doorstep, ever. That last interaction, right? That last loss, when that becomes more important to you than your next high, you've reached your bottom, period. Full stop. That to me, when you are there, that's your gift of desperation, and you hold on to that. You don't let anyone take that from you, because now you're in a position where you are willing to seek help from others, not just those in Narcotics Anonymous, those in the treatment center. They don't, a lot of them don't know anything about our program. They've studied the books. And you know what? Sometimes people say, oh, I just have a hard time trying to get help from someone that can't relate, that's not an addict. Let me tell you something about people that are academically qualified to help you. It's not a joke, and they have given everything to understand the science, right? And the dynamics of addiction. Addiction counselors, my hat goes off to them. There's so much about the brain and the body that they have to learn. And this ideal that they're not qualified, they're very qualified, or they wouldn't be there. We need to humble ourselves and accept the help that is being offered. You could barely get into treatment yourself. And then once you get to treatment, you want to dictate who can help you. Those people there, they got it honest and they're qualified. Let them. Begging you, please. Take that pride off your shoulders. Let it go. Remember your gift of desperation. Let them help you. Right? So we become willing to allow those in Narcotics Anonymous to help us, and those not in the 12-step program help us. We're ready. That to me is beautiful. Something that could break me, but not kill me, and lead me to honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. The gift of desperation has helped us become honest, open-minded, and willing. We are grateful for this gift because it made a way for our recovery. Where would we be? Man, I hate to even think about it. When I talk to people and I interact with people, and I can tell every day I'm aging, right? I can tell every day I'm aging. When I talk to people, they cannot tell how old I am, nor do they believe it when I tell them. Because recovery has given me an opportunity to turn back the hands of time. You ever run into somebody you know from school that has been using ever since they left school? Do not lie, right? They look like they could be one of our parents. They have aged, right? They have aged as a direct result of the injury they're doing to their bodies on a day-to-day basis. So when we stop putting the drug, stop putting the dope in us, right? When we stop doing that, and the repair system, if it has enough time to repair, it can repair us to a very healthy, energetic state of being. It can. I'm not promising you, because a lot of you out there, you're like, yeah. And then you go find out from the doctor you got a serious illness, but at least you found out. There's a whole group of us that never go to the doctor even after we get here. and we pay that price. But the gift of desperation can put you in a position where you're open-minded and willing to seek that help, right? Okay, we've unpacked that in a fine fashion. We've done a fine, outstanding job, as they would say. I hope that you have a beautiful day today. I intend to. Do it on purpose. Do it intentionally. Shock the world. I shock the world. Let your comeback be the real comeback, right? Recovery champion of the world. My name is Maddie Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. Have a beautiful day on purpose. Talk to you tomorrow.